construction and fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball! It's time for the excitement of American Legion Baseball, featuring the Berkeley Post-14 Hornets.
The next pitch to Baden Hartman is cracked out to deep left field. That ball is gone! A 3-run homer!
Let's go live to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
It's day 3 of the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament here from the capital of the Mountain State. The Berkeley Post-14 Hornets now have their back against the wall. Win or go home from here on out as they take on post number 1 out of Wheeling. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 from the Welch Athletic Complex at the University of Charleston here in Charleston, West Virginia. Our cameraman today is Spencer Dupuis, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Colin, the Post-14 Hornets yesterday were not able to get the win, so now they've been sent down to the losers bracket. They lost 2-1 to South Charleston. Couldn't get the bats going, but today they'll hope for a little better fortune on that side of the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of been the theme the first 2 days, is the lack of offensive production for Berkeley Post-14. Even in the win on day 1 against Post-15, it was only a 3-2 win for them, and 7 hits with the 1 error, and then yesterday only getting 4 hits with the 1 run is something that you haven't seen almost at all this month. The only other time they scored anything less than 5 runs was one time July 7th. Other than that, it's been 5+ runs for Berkeley Post-14 in each game in this fantastic month of July that they've had. But now, with their backs against the wall, they're going to go with Lane DeLauder to get the start, and hopefully the bats can get going for him, because with a lead, you've seen all season long him be more comfortable out on that mound.
Right, yeah, and they can hope that they'll get more of that good pitching. They still have plenty of guys left up on the mound that they can go to. Haven't seen Carson Buber at all in this tournament. Haven't seen Jackson Ruess. Of course, Lane DeLauder, who will get the start today. So they have a lot of arms left, but like you said, this offense, we're used to seeing production up and down the lineup 1 through 9, but they haven't been able to get too much out of this lineup so far in these first 2 games, but it's been tough pitching.
Yeah, it really has been tough pitching, and that's what you expect in a state tournament. You don't expect any blowout wins, but with the bats kind of just being quiet is something that still surprises you for this team, because we know up and down that lineup 1 through 9, everybody has the power in their bats and the opportunity to get on base. So hopefully that changes today, and we see, because of it being an elimination game, a different Berkeley Post-14.
With that, we'll take our first 2-minute break of this pregame show here before things get started between Post-14 and Post number 1. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
WVU Medicine welcomes 10 new providers to our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Health Associates East. 2 hospitalists, Dr. Vamsi Amanchi and Dr. Aparna Bahara. 5 providers in emergency medicine, Dr. Douglas Binkelman, Dr. Michael McCullough, Dr. Melissa Natali, and nurse practitioners Sylvia Purdy and Leslie Purcell. And 3 specialists, Dr. William Ware, pediatrics, nurse practitioners Brittany Johnson, OBGYN, and Kristen Renzi, cardiology. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex here in Charleston. We'll get you ready for this matchup between Berkeley Post 14 and Wheeling Post number 1 with our pregame interview with Hornets manager Trip Tobin. Here with manager the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, Trip Tobin. Coach, let's start with yesterday before we get into today. You guys weren't able to get the win, 2-1. What is your main takeaway from that game headed into today?
Well, I mean, we just have to hit the ball better, of course. You know, I mean, you got to give run support to these pitchers. I mean, they're holding these teams down to 1 and 2 runs. And, you know, I never dreamed that we would, you know, come up here and just score 1 run and only strike out once yesterday. So we've got to grind out at bats. You know, we're starting to get into the battle of attrition. Teams are starting to get deeper into their pitching staff, and I think our team will capitalize on that. I think we're pitching is deep enough right now that we're still basically, you know, we don't really have what you call an ace, but we've got 3 or 4 guys that could, you know, potentially come out and shut people out at any time. And Lane DeLauder today is going to throw, and hopefully we can give him some run support because I expect him to, you know, not give up many runs, but we have to score runs. So we have to score some runs and help this pitching staff that's done a phenomenal job working through these lineups here.
Yeah, 1 run yesterday, 3 runs in the first game. Do you think it's been more the pitching at this level of the state tournament, or has it just been a slow start for you guys? How much of one or the other do you think it's been so far?
Well, I think it's pitching. You know, I mean, I think the pitching's really good. You know, scout us out a little bit. See, you know, they see us throughout the year, understand, watch us curse on you know, WRNR, and see what kind of power we have. So they throw, you know, breaking balls and things. You know, we just have to be able to hit the off speed and battle at the plate, and you know, try to work ourselves into some fastball counts. And when we get a, you know, curveball, try not to go, you know, do too much with it. Go with it. We worked on it this morning in the cage, and you've got to get the ball in the air.
You got, like you said, Lane DeLauder starting on the mound today. Had a great outing from Braden Stottlemyre yesterday. How have you felt about your pitching going into today and what you've got left for the rest of the tournament?
Well, I felt it's been great. You know, I mean, we give a couple of free bases, but our guys, you know, they stand tall and leave those runners out there. And the stranded runners, they stranded runners at Parkersburg game. They stranded runners yesterday. So, you know, we eliminate the early, you know, walk in the inning, but these guys, they're strikeout pitchers, they're power pitchers, and of course we've got some other guys that can get it done through soft contact. But just a great gutsy performance from a young man who didn't quite have the command of his fastball, and he used his get me over slider and curveball and off-speed stuff to, you know, to heal that up. So, you know, you don't come out here every day feeling the best and feeling like you could dominate, and when you know, a real pitcher can work through that, and a guy with guts, and that's what he did. He took, you know, he took 2 of his 3 pitches, and he held them guys to 2 runs.
You've got Wheeling today, a team you've seen already a couple times this year. What are you expecting to see out of them today, and what sort of adjustments compared to the first time that you played them earlier this year that you think you're going to have to make?
Yeah, we played them in a close game up Morgantown, got beat 2-1, similar to yesterday's game, and then we played them in the championship game, and capitalized on some of their pitching attrition. I hope we do the same here tonight. But they're a well-coached team. They're just a great. They're not going to give us anything. They're not going to make a lot of errors. They're going to catch the baseball. They're going to throw strikes, and it's going to be a great baseball game. But I feel like our guys are a lot better. They get the back of the wall, but I've seen they've been here. We got the first game, and a little Harrisburg. They heated the thing. We found like we were the wall today. You got a little bit later to talk about we need to be able to.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives, and when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why owners just do more no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex here in Charleston, West Virginia, with technical difficulties. Sorry for that. But we're back here as we've recovered from our overheated equipment. While we were gone, let's recap where we are at so far. It's 3-0 Hornets with 1 out. Here's Carson Boobers at the plate with a 3-0 count. Dylan Hodgson throws strike number 1 to make it a 3-1 count. We have 3 walks to start things out. Connor Bailey, Baden Hartman, and Colin Reed all getting base on balls. Hodgson, the 3-1, and there's the 4th walk of the inning from Hodgson. Once the bases were loaded, it was a 2 RBI single by Cam Moore to drive in Bailey and Hartman. Make it 2-0, as it looks like this will end the day for Dylan Hodgson, the second mound visit. It'll be an early exit, can't get out of the first inning, just be a third of an inning, as Wheeling will make a change. We'll take a 1-minute break for the pitching change. We'll be back with more American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, back in 1 minute.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
It's an early pitching change for Wheeling post number 1. Luke Myers comes in after just a third of an inning from Dylan Hodgson, who gave up 3 runs, 3 earned, had 1 strikeout, gave up 1 hit, but 4 walks. What is now a 3-0 game here in the top of the first for Berkeley post 14. Again, we were off the air, technical difficulties, some overheated equipment here in this inning, but we'll get you the full recap here of what has happened so far. Things led off with 3 straight walks to Connor Bailey, Baden Hartman. They then had a double steal to open up first base during the at-bat for Colin Reed. He walked to load the bases. It was a 2 RBI single by Cam Moore to make it 2-0. And then a wild pitch eventually got Colin Reed home from third base. Riley Bubb struck out swinging, and a walk from Carson Buber ended the day for Dylan Hodgson. First pitch to the first baseman, Jackson West, is fouled off over the left field dugout.
Yeah, and you'll take this start if you're Berkeley post 14, as I mentioned at our pregame show before we were kicked off the air because of our overheated equipment. You need that lead for Lane DeLauder to be comfortable out on that mound.
West attempts sort of a swinging, running bunt. Nicks the bat, but goes back to the backstop. Foul ball for an 0-2 count.
You still have an opportunity here with 1 out to potentially add on to your lead with a runner in scoring position and then 1 on first as well.
Right, Cam Moore at second base. Carson Buber at first. It's the 0-2 count. Luke Myers deals from the stretch, and that's outside for ball 1.
It's a tough start if you're Wheeling as well, with already 1 pitcher having to be taken out, can't come back into the game. Don't know how much pitching they have left.
West into opposite field. Left fielder Marsh makes the play on a line. It's an L7 for Jackson Ruess. Makes it 2 outs now. So hopefully Wheeling can get out of this for their sake with just the 3 runs up on the board. Not an ideal start. It's better than letting these 2 guys get on base and get driven in. Chase Herndon now at the plate for the Hornets. And the first pitch is a breaking ball outside for ball 1.
Warner go home time for both teams here.
Here's the stretch delivery. That one will be low for ball 2. Saw Chase Herndon have some time up on the mound early in this tournament. Getting the start in center field today over Jordan Canby, who we saw in the first 2 games. Here's the 2-0. And that'll be another ball. Makes it 3-0.
That's something that we haven't seen so far, I feel like, this tournament, is patience at the plate for Berkeley post 14 as well.
The 3-0 is strike number 1, right? Colin, 3 runs here in the first inning, already matching their total from their first game. And they were not able to even reach that number yesterday against South Charleston. This one's hit in the right field. Prather's going to not be able to make a play on it. It bounces almost to the wall. Taylor gets it in from center. 1 run will score, and there's a second one. Cam Moore and Carson Buber both come across. It's 2 more that are able to come in for the Hornets. Makes it 5-0.
Yeah, not sure if Prather just lost the ball or didn't think it was going to bounce that high, but he let it bounce right in front of him, and then it bounced right over his head off the turf and almost to the wall. As you said, it was actually eventually the center fielder and Taylor having to pick the ball up to try to get the second runner out, but now it's a 5-0 game.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Landon Sifford. He's first pitch swinging. This one's popped up in the shallow right field. This time Prather's able to make the play to retire the side. But it's 5 runs across in the top of the first for Berkeley Post 14. As they'll come to the mound, have Lane DeLauder coming out the pitch, and he'll have 5 runs to work with before he throws a single pitch. We'll be back in 1 minute for the bottom of the first. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Bottom of the first here from Charleston. 5-0 Hornets. After a big offensive start for the Hornets. Already scoring more in this game than they scored in the first 2 combined. It only took them 1 inning. And it'll be the junior now heading into becoming a senior at Hedgesville High School, committed to James Madison University. The 6'7" Lane DeLauder up on the mound for Berkeley Post 14 with 5 runs to work with to start things out. They'll be facing a lineup that looks like this for Wheeling Post. Number 1, the Alex Taylor leading off, number 12 in center field, Jack Scalbert, the shortstop, number 22. Batting third will be the third baseman, number 4, Nate Simon. Batting fourth will be the second baseman, number 35, Jackson Murray. Fifth will be DH, number 25, Andrew Skadra. Batting sixth, number 9 in right field, number 13, Trey Prather. In the 7 hole, the catcher, number 2, Dylan Wilson. Batting eighth will be the left fielder, number 7, Gerard Marsh. And batting ninth, the first baseman, number 21, Quinn Jamison. And here steps Alex Taylor, the center fielder, to start things out against Lane DeLauder.
5th start of the season for Lane, 17 and a third innings pitched so far for him as well this season. Only giving up 17 hits.
First pitch swing, hit on the ground to Baden Hartman at short. And he'll fire over to Ruest for out number 1.
And along with those 17 hits, 13 runs, 10 of them earned, 14 strikeouts and 9 walks. But as we mentioned, with that 5-0 lead, you can see him pitch to contact, trust that defense out there, and settle in early and often.
Jack Scovert will take the first pitch just below the knees for ball 1. Shortstop for Wheeling up at the plate. DeLauder, well, wound up, tried to throw, but a little bit of a misstep, so the ball ends up not coming into the plate. It would have been a balk if there was a runner on base. But now he winds and fires, and it's another swing on the ground to Buber at second base. He has enough time to throw over to first, and that's 2 up, 2 down on groundouts for Lane DeLauder.
And that helps too with 2 early outs, not having your fielders hopefully out there for too long, as it's very hot so far, 88 degrees. Feels like 94, and out on that turf probably 20 degrees hotter. So 110, 115.
And Nate Simon steps in. He'll take a ball high up in the zone for the first pitch. Number 4 playing third base for Wheeling today. Second pitch from DeLauder, fastball low in the zone, but catches it just above the knees. Strike one, makes it 1-1. There's the windup and pitch from DeLauder, just above the letters, makes it 2-1. So far, so good for DeLauder up on the mound. He'll now step off, take a break, but quickly ready to go. He'll wind and fire. Grounder to third base, but foul. Riley Bubb makes a play on it, but just to the side of the third base bag.
Yeah, if that stayed fair, that'd be a tough long throw for Bubb to make across the diamond to Jackson West over at first.
It's now 2-2 with 2 outs. DeLauder's pitch is low. The count runs full for the third baseman, Nate Simon. Wheeling with a lot of work to do to catch back up. It won't be easy. But here's a start. The full count pitch is low and inside for a 2-out walk.
Yeah, just got to shake that one off if you're Lane DeLauder. Refocus on this batter and hopefully no damage done.
So now be the cleanup hitter, Jackson Murray, second baseman. Right-hander stepping in against the right-hander DeLauder. First pitch from the stretch for Lane is low and away. Sifford's able to gather it. So 1-0 count now to Murray. Simon with a lead at first. This one's hit into left field, over the head of Riley Bubb into left field. Connor Bailey make a play on it. Going to third is Simon, and a stand-up double for Jackson Murray.
And Murray was just able to keep that one fair down the third base line, and now 2 runners in scoring position, so a little bit of trouble now for Lane having to pitch out of the stretch in the heart of Wheeling's lineup. But still, you can have the opportunity here with 2 outs to leave him stranded.
It'll be Andrew Skadra, the DH, number 25. He'll try to drive in his teammates at second and third. First pitch from DeLauder as he goes back to the windup is a strike. So an 0-1 count. DeLauder rocks, fires, and this is grounded foul. Barehanded attempt by the third base coach for Wheeling.
So now the count 0-2, probably going to try to get him to chase. However, got to be very careful. Any pass ball is basically a guarantee that a run will come home with how far back this backstop is.
Here's the 0-2. That one's high at the shoulders. Makes it 1-2. Can't get him to chase. With first base open, 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-2, and it's another foul ball to the right, to the left side. So after a big top of the first from post 14, DeLauder will try to keep the lead at 5 runs. Strand these 2 runners in scoring position. Here's another 1-2, and that's low and away. Count even at 2-2. So deuce is wild. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on Here's the pitch from DeLauder. Breaking ball hit into right field. Cam Moore will make a play on it. Makes the catch for out number 3. So DeLauder leaves 2 stranded. Wheeling can't cut into the 5-run lead. Still 5-0 post 14 after 1 inning. We'll be back after this 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex here in Charleston. After 1 full inning, it's still 5-0. Berkeley post 14, and we'll start the top of the second just like we started the top of the first, with Connor Bailey up on the mound, or up at the plate, against Luke Myers up on the mound. Different pitcher than Connor Bailey saw the first time. First pitch to Connor Bailey was a ball from Myers, who finally gets the work out of the windup. And the second pitch is also a ball, so Connor Bailey was able to work a walk his first time up, and the third pitch is a ball as well, so he may be able to work another one. And this time it'll be a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, they're really patient at the plate today here against these Wheeling pitchers, putting it into perspective. In yesterday's 2-1 loss against South Charleston, Berkeley post 14 only walked twice in that game, compared to now, pulling it up here, 5 walks today so far here in the 2 innings.
And there's a throw over to first by Myers. And one of those walks was Baden Hartman, now back at the plate for his second appearance in 2 innings. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the zone for strike 1. So Myers gets ahead in the count this time. Bailey runs, strike 2. And the ball comes out of the glove of the second baseman as they throw it down. So it'll be another stolen base for Connor Bailey, just like he had in the first inning on the double steal.
Yeah, he read the breaking ball, but still the throw from Wilson was looking good there, right on target, just dropped.
Here's the 0-2. Another breaking ball, gets a swing and a miss out of Baden Hartman for out number 1. So now there's 1 down. Runner on second base for Colin Reed.
This is who you want up to bat with a runner in scoring position. Reed batting .554 this year.
And Bailey starts running for third base, trying to goad the pitcher. Myers steps off.
Took off, almost slipped and fell when he was turning around to go back. Didn't want to get caught in a rundown.
First pitch to Reed, another breaking ball. No swing from Reed, but it's in the zone for strike 1. Reed, the Garrett College commit, having himself a great summer at the plate, as he was able to throughout the high school season, even though he had an injury that prevented him from pitching. Here's the next pitch to Reed for strike number 2. He takes it.
Yeah, Reed not happy with that call. Thought that was inside, and now behind in the count. It's going to have to work hard for this one.
The 0-2 delivery from Myers. Hit up in the air. Popped up to shortstop. And Scovert will make the play for the second out. So Reed not happy with himself on that one.
Yeah, you could see, and after he popped that one up, slammed his bat in frustration, not happy with that at-bat at all for him.
Now the man who got the first 2 runs up on the board in the first inning, Cam Moore, steps to the plate. 2 RBI single his first time up. He came up with the bases loaded and no outs against Hodgson. And now this pitch from Myers, hit into center field, but right at Alex Taylor, who will make the catch for out number 3. So a much better inning for Wheeling this time around. No runs in, a runner left on second base for Berkeley Post 14. Still 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. We'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with more American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench. That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area. For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex here in Charleston, West Virginia. Bottom of the second, Wheeling much better half inning up on the mound for Luke Myers. But they weren't able to cut into the 5-run lead that Lane DeLauder still has to work with. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here with you on the call. Spencer Dupuis, our cameraman. Nick Verzolini back in the studio.
Lane only at 17 pitches right now, 9 of those for strikes in that first inning, where he started off well, got the first 2 batters out, but after that had some adversity that he was able to overcome and leave those 2 runners stranded in scoring position.
The first pitch from Prather will be outside for ball 1.
That's kind of been the theme after those first 2 outs, is a little bit of lack of control in his fastball.
He'll have to work from behind and start things out. 1-0 pitch, and that will continue. This one's high for ball 2.
The velo's clearly there. I'm not sure if maybe he needs to take anything off of it just to get that accuracy back.
Here's the 2-0. And that's low for the 3rd straight ball to start the things out. Now we've seen that throughout the summer a little bit from Lane. But here's the 3-0 pitch. And it doesn't catch the zone. It's a 4-pitch walk. Bottom of the second starts the same way the top of the second did. Early runner on base. And that'll bring up the catcher for post 1, Dylan Wilson.
See if Lane can get control here or not out on that mound.
And it'll start by throwing over to first base. keep an eye on Prather.
He doesn't look uncomfortable. I know last inning he had that one slip, but nobody was on, so there was no balk called.
Now the first pitch to Wilson, and it's a 5th straight ball to start off the inning.
That one looked good.
It was very close. Wheeling started off this tournament. The loss, or excuse me, with a win over Potomac Valley. There's a ball inside, 2-0.
Now we're going to have a mound visit here after now 6 straight balls to start things off this half inning for Lane. Just got to get him to settle down. As we mentioned, it's a 5-0 game. You can pitch to contact. You know the defense for the Hornets is a solid one. We've seen it all season long. You can put the trust in them, but...
Correct myself. It was a loss by Wheeling to Potomac Valley, and then a win over Charleston that's gotten them here this game against Berkeley Post 14. As our pitching coach walks back to the dugout, we'll see if it does any good for Lane DeLauder, younger brother of Cleveland Guardians' first-round pick, Chase DeLauder. Here's the 2-0. And that's the first strike of the inning. 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Dylan Wilson. DeLauder fires, and it's outside, making it 3-1.
Looks like he's starting to work a little quicker out on that mound. Maybe that was what he was told to do to try to settle in.
3-1. It's another walk. So 2 straight to start off the bottom of the second. Prather goes to second base. Dylan Wilson now on first. It'll be Jared Marsh, the left fielder for Wheeling, up at the plate.
We were told with the lead for Berkeley Post 14, we'd probably see a appearance for Caleb Fletcher out on the mound for a save opportunity. However, I don't think you want to go to him just yet. Still only in the second inning.
It'll be interesting to see. As a bunt showed by Marsh and then pulled back. The ball finds the zone for strike 1.
Also something to quickly note, it looked like there was a new rosin bag from the bullpen of Berkeley Post 14 thrown out to Lane DeLauder, so we'll see if maybe that helps his grip on the baseball.
It worked for that last pitch, got him a strike. Marsh shows bunt again, but he hits it backwards. Comes to the backstop right by us. And that's strike 2. So Wheeling's trying to move those runners into scoring position. A sacrifice, but now 2 strikes. Marsh will have to swing away. The 0-2 from DeLauder. Here it comes. So breaking ball in the turf, but it's a swing and a miss and a tag for the strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Lane DeLauder.
So there you go. Able to settle in with that new rosin bag and head back to the top of the lineup here, I believe.
Well, we've got one more before we get there. It's Quinn Jamison, the 9-hitter.
I just looked over at the dugout and saw Tripp tapping the top of his head, which typically is the signal of top of the lineup. But
it is the top of the lineup on deck with only 1 out and 2 on. So first pitch to the first baseman, Jamison, is outside for ball 1. DeLauder looks back at second. Now here's a double steal attempt. Sifford tries to come up with it, but he loses it. He runs back and gets it before a run can come around to home plate. But it is a successful double steal for Wheeling, so the runners are now at second and third. So they get, not the way that they drew it up, but now they do have that 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position setup that they were going for on the sacrifice bunt. Jamison takes the 2-0 in the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, even if that ball didn't get by Sifford, I think both base runners would have easily been safe. They had great jumps on that pitch, and even in the last batter that struck out, you could see them trying to time up the delivery of DeLauder, and almost saw a double steal during that at bat, but now we got to see it this at bat.
So he goes back to the windup with the runner on second and third. That's strike 2, makes it 2-2. Now is the wind and pitch. Breaking ball, not able to catch the strike zone. The count goes full. Now the infield comes all the way in to the grass. The artificial grass with the turf all throughout the infield and outfield. This would get some noise from the Wheeling dugout. And now a timeout's called by the batter.
Yeah, count full here. 2 runners in scoring position. We've seen the middle infield kind of move back a little bit more. It looks like still a third baseman here and Bub on the grass.
The wind and fires outside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded with 1 out as we do go back to the top of the lineup. The center fielder, number 12, Alex Taylor, comes to the plate.
It's now the 4th walk by Lane DeLauder.
First pitch, low and outside. Sifford able to make the stop.
And you can see he's starting to get frustrated out on that mound, but I think they're going to stick with him because there's absolutely nobody in the bullpen for the Hornets right now.
Taylor grounded out to Baden Hartman at short to lead things off in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch in the zone for strike 1. Down the middle, Taylor, it wasn't where he wanted it. Here's the 1-1, and this one once again finds the zone with a fastball. So DeLauder's back ahead at 1-2. Bases loaded with 1 out. Wheeling down 5-0, trying to get back into this. And it's a cut and a miss. Alex Taylor goes down swinging. Second strikeout for Lane DeLauder.
That's huge for Lane now. You got 2 outs, bases loaded to force out anywhere ends the inning.
The infield backs up. First pitch to Scovert is outside.
Yeah, Scovert just able to keep the head of that bat back behind home plate on the check swing.
Here's the windup and pitch. That one's low, but swung on by Scovert. Makes it 1-1. DeLauder left runner straighted at second and third first time around. Now for the second inning, he tries to leave all 3 bases with runners on. Strike 2 looking. Makes it a 1-2 count. And this one's low. Makes it 2-2.
Yeah, that pitch just missed at the knees. Tried to get him looking. The 2-2 count, probably got to go after him on this one.
One more ball to work with. This one's fouled off. Barehanded grab made by the first base coach for Wheeling. Throws it back to DeLauder. So the count will stay at 2-2. Only 1 ball to work with for DeLauder before walking in a run. Here's the pitch. This one's hit in the center field, and it is hit on the Boober. Can't make a play at second, and he's just going to eat it. Almost came in the center. But the play was not be able to made at any base. Too slow of a roller to get the force at second, and the run will come in to score. It's an infield single for Jack Scovert.
Yeah, if you're Berkeley Post 14, you're just happy that Boober was able to keep that in the infield to only allow one run to score.
The first pitch to Simon is a ball.
So if that gets by him, you probably see it score 2.
Number 3 hitter, third baseman Nate Simon, who walked the first time, shows a good eye in these first 2 pitches as it's 2-0.
Yeah, DeLauder now up to 45 pitches.
And now he will get this one in the zone for a strike. Working back to 2-1. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. But now it's 5-1. Wheeling trying to cut back into the lead after giving up 5 in the top of the first. 2-1 from DeLauder. Swung on and missed by Simon. The off-speed pitch got him.
He got him to chase there and see if he goes to it again. See if he can get him to chase.
Here comes the 2-2. The windup and the pitch is outside. The count full at 3-2 with 2 outs. And the base is loaded. The runners at first and second will likely go. Here's the pitch on the ground to DeLauder, off the glove, bare hands it, throw to first is bobbled by Ruest. Had to have his glove on the ground to try to make the play, couldn't corral it cleanly. By the time he got it back in the glove, the runner had come across first base.
Yeah, that's just unlucky. It came right back up to DeLauder. He bobbled it, had to barehand it, and the throw was just low, and Ruest unable to scoop it up. So now, still got bases loaded. Deficit's now at 3.
Now it's Jackson Murray at the plate. Again, bases still loaded. Lead's been cut to 3. Strike 1 on the first pitch taken.
It's just been a tough inning so far. 35 total pitches this inning for Lane.
He winds up and throws. This is catches the inside corner. Makes it 0-2. I think Murray was a little surprised at that strike call. But it makes it 0-2. Here's the pitch from DeLauder, and he gets him looking. Strikeout number 3 for Lane DeLauder, leaves the bases loaded. But Wheeling does get 2 runs to come across, cutting the lead for Berkeley Post 14 from 5 runs to 3. 5-2 as we head to the top of the third. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today. Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back here to the Welch Athletic Complex in Charleston. Head to the top of third. Berkeley Post 14's lead has been cut from 5-0 to 5-2. after an 8-batter inning from Wheeling, post number 1. Elaine DeLauder was able to leave the bases loaded before any more damage was done. So now, post 14 will try to work to extend that lead back to where they had it and more, as Riley Bubb steps to the plate. First pitch from Luke Myers. Swung on, hit into right field. Luke Prather moseys over to the ball, makes the catch for the first out.
Even with the 5 runs, still only 2 hits so far here for Berkeley post 14, so the offense still kind of quiet.
Carson Buber back at the plate for his second appearance. Takes strike 1. Myers throws, and this is going to be hit on a line to short. Plays made by Scovert. It's a line out for out number 2. So quick inning so far for Luke Myers.
Yes, and Simon has come in. He's pitched to contact after Hodgson struggled in that 1/3 of an inning.
First pitch through West is fouled off.
Hodgson's 4 walks, only 1 strikeout, giving up those 5 runs has been the difference maker, but with Simon out there pitching the contact, doing well, trying to get Wheeling back into this.
2 hopper over to short. Ruest on the ground, stretched out, doing the splits play over at first base by Jamison. It's a 6-3 ground out for Jackson Ruest. Great play made, Scovert to Jamison. And that's the 3rd out. It's a quick 1-2-3 for Berkeley post 14. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd in a 3-run game. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
It's a short layoff in the dugout for Lane DeLauder. It's a quick 1-2-3 for his teammates up the bat in the top of the 3rd. So he'll come back out with just a 3-run lead after giving up 2 last inning, but still 5-2 for Berkeley post 14 against Wheeling post number 1. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here, Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 on the call for you. Spencer Dupuis, our cameraman, up top on the roof of the press box here at the Welch Athletic Complex. And Nick Verzolini back in the studio in Martinsburg. And Andrew Skadra, the DH, to start things out for Wheeling. Lane DeLauder rocks and fires his first pitch of his 3rd inning of work, and it's a ball low in the zone. Skadra flew out to Cam Moore in right field, first time up. And this one bounces right in front of Landon Sifford for ball 2.
DeLauder just right now continues to struggle to find the strike zone today.
There's a long second inning for him, a lot of pitches thrown. And this one's going to go back to the backstop. He started off the 2nd inning with 6 straight balls, and he's halfway there to start the 3rd.
He's now at 57 pitches, and 28 of them have been strikes, so under 50%.
Here's the 3-0, and that's low. Second straight inning. Lane DeLauder starts out with a 4-pitch walk. This time, it's Skadra.
Looks like they're going to stick with him. Still nobody at all moving in that dugout going over to the bullpen for Berkeley Post 14. So
well, you still have the 3-run lead. If you win today, you have at least one more game, and you hope to have 2 or 3 more games. Squaring around the bunt early is Trey Prather, but he doesn't end up trying it out. His first pitch comes in for a strike.
Yeah, he pulled the bat back before the pitch was even coming and then just let it go by and caught the inside corner for strike 1.
Skadra, short lead at first base. And get a throw over anyway from DeLauder. Still 0-1 to Prather, who walked his first time up. He started that second inning. He had that 4-pitch walk to lead off the second. Here's the 0-1 as Bubbs comes in, ready for the bunt. The bunt is pulled back. Called strike 2. Prather didn't like the call.
He hasn't liked either call. Both times he stepped out of the box, and frustration on those. Now takes away the bunt opportunity most likely as well with an 0-2 count.
0-2 from DeLauder. Prather will swing away. It's chopped foul back behind home plate. Dylan Wilson on deck. Go over and get the ball. DeLauder gets a sign from Sifford. Sets. And he'll fire. High. Prather started to come around just a little bit, but nothing close to coming around for the third strike.
Yeah, that one was up at his head, and he was still able to hold the bat back.
DeLauder sets with the 1-2. And it's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. There's a strikeout, number 4 for DeLauder on the day.
A great sequence there by DeLauder. Went high, and then even when that almost worked, but it was a check swing that Prather was able to hold the bat on. He went low to get him to chase.
Now Wilson will step up. He also drew a walk last inning. Throw over by DeLauder. Closer this time. Ruiz able to make a play, but not quite in time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the tag was ever applied or not when Jackson finally made the catch. Kind of just looked like the base runner was able to slide over top of the glove.
Jumping around over it first is Skadra. And the pitch to Wilson is inside. Makes it 1-0. Wilson was the second of the 2 runs that's come around and score in the second. Before DeLauder left the bases loaded. Nods and fires into Sifford. Ball 2. Breaking ball, didn't break into the zone. So number 2, Wilson will have a 2-0 count. DeLauder looks over. Gives a nod. Fires high. 3-0, but he'll throw over from Sifford to first. Tries to get Skadra, but not quite able to.
Yeah, they've been close a few times to get him, but he's just been able to get back to the base. He hasn't really been taking any huge leads or anything like that.
He gave a little bit of a hop to try to distract DeLauder on one of the pitches. And here's another throw from DeLauder. 3-0 is high. And just like the second inning, Wheeling starts the third with 2 straight walks.
So now the tying run comes to the plate.
It's a 5th walk of the day for Lane DeLauder. He does have one out. Jared Marsh up to bat, who struck out swinging his first time. First pitch is low for a ball.
Still nobody at all over in the bullpen for Berkeley post 14.
Letting Lane try to get out of this.
So we mentioned earlier, we heard maybe see Fletcher in a saver opportunity. Maybe see Carson Buber.
That second pitch was ball 2. I think ideally Coach Tobin wants Carson Buber starting tomorrow's game, not having to be used today, but we'll see how it goes. 2-0 is in for a strike right at the knees. Runners on first and second with one out for Wheeling. 2-1 count to Jared Marsh. Lane DeLauder rocks and fires, and that one's outside. 3-1.
Yeah, and he's now jawing over to the umpire, thinking that one should have been called a strike, as he's now 1 ball away from his 7th walk today.
Well, the Wheeling side thought that strike 1 should have been ball 3, so I suppose you can call it even. 3-1 count is the 4th ball. 3 straight walks to load the bases.
Now it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Lane DeLauder as Trip Tobin goes out, and you see Jackson Ruest throwing his first base glove into the dugout to get a new glove, so it looks like he's going to be the one to go out on the mound.
I should say it's been 3 walks out of the last 4 batters for Wheeling, but that will end the day for Lane DeLauder. We'll take a 1-minute break as Jackson Ruest warms up on the mound to take over with the bases loaded. A 1-minute break. We'll be back with more American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, I'm Ron Springer, head golf professional at The Woods. If you're a golfer who loves fun and competition, get your friends together and enter one of the many fundraising tournaments held at The Woods. You and your group may qualify to play in the area's premier golf event, the Tournament of Champions. The winning team will receive individual prizes as well as a cash prize for the organization they represent. For a list of qualifying tournaments, see ads in Around the Panhandle magazine and the Journal. For a list of rules and regulations, visit thewoods.com or contact me, Ron at thewoods.com.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Jackson Ruest takes over on the mound for Berkeley Post 14 with the bases loaded and 1 out with a 3-run lead. So the tying run for Wheeling on first base here in the bottom of the 3rd, here on day 3 of the State American Legion Baseball Tournament here in West Virginia. Live from the Charleston Welch Athletics Complex here at the University of Charleston. It's Jackson Ruest of Hedgesville High School that will take the mound.
He comes in after not the best stuff from Lane DeLauder, unfortunately for him today, going the 2 1/3 innings, 7 walks, 4 strikeouts, giving up 3 hits. So far, only 2 runs, but with the bases loaded and 1 out, any run that comes home out of those 3 will be charged to him. Just not the best stuff today, going 72 pitches. Only 33 of those for strikes. Just was never really able to settle in and find that strike zone. And you could see each time he issued a walk, he'd get more and more frustrated out on the mound. And even when he was finally pulled, he was saying some things to the home plate umpire at the end of that. But hopefully now, with Jackson out on the mound, he's able to keep this lead at 5-2 for Berkeley Post 14.
And it'll be Quinn Jamison, the first batter he faces. Righty versus lefty. Strike one for the southpaw, Jackson Ruest. Jameson drew a walk from DeLauder his first time up. And this one will be low. Sifford can't hang on to it, but it stays in front of him. Runners stay where they are. 1-1 with one out. Ruest trying to strand these runners. And there's ball two. Trying to strand runners for his high school teammate, Lane DeLauder. So he's only credited with 2 runs, and the lead can stay at 3. This post 14 still leading off of those 5 runs they scored in the top of the first. And that's a big cut and a miss by Jameson. Ruest trying to handle his inherited runners better than Luke Myers was able to for Wheeling in the top of the first. He came in when it was 3-0. Ended up having 2 runs come in and charged to Dylan Hodgson. And that's where we stand on the 5 runs for Berkeley post 14. We're at a 2-2 count. Ruest out of the windup. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Does not catch the zone. So the count goes full 3-2.
Got nowhere to put him as well now with the bases loaded, so need a strike here from Jackson.
And here's the full count. Hit on the ground to short. Hartman will make the play over the first. It's over the head of Colin Reed. 1 run scored. Here comes a second. And here comes a third of the plate. The throw on a hop off the plate chest protector of Landon Sifford. Ends up being a 3-base error. And the game is tied.
Yeah, an absolute disaster there for Berkeley post 14. A throw just over the head of Reed, who just came into the game with Ruest moving to the mound. You want to keep him in the lineup, so he has to go to first. And that throw just high, and with this being a multi-sport complex, foul territory, the backstop, a lot of distance between the field of play and foul territory to keep the ball in. So, tough opportunity, and with the throw from Reed then going off the glove. Or reset here at 5-all.
Alex Taylor will step in. 0 for 2, grounded out to short and struck out swinging. But the go-ahead run for Wheeling is on third with just 1 out. Second pitch from Ruest to Taylor is in the zone for strike 1. The 1-1 bounces in front of Sifford. So Taylor gets back ahead in the count. So 5 runs will end up being the total charge to Lane DeLauder. As the 2 ones also in the turf right at home plate. And it's 3-1. Go ahead run at third. Quinn Jameson. This one's hit on a line to Baden Hartman. They'll try to double up. Jameson can't quite get there. Throw back to Bub, but they do get the second out.
A great play by Hartman to drop down onto a knee to snag that one for the out number 2, and then his throw over to third just short and kind of had to stretch Bub out and almost had the double play.
Ruest, now with 2 outs, faces Jack Scovert. 1 for 2 with a single. Here's the windup and the throw. That one does get in there for strike 1. Very close to an inning-ending double play, but he needs 1 more to keep this game tied. The 1-1 is outside. Quinn Jameson now with a shorter lead over at third base. Riley Bubb keeping him close. Comes off during the windup. That one's high and outside for ball 3. Scovert's single in the second inning. Wasn't able to drive any in. And that is a walk.
Yeah, that puts now runners on the corners with 2 outs, so you have the opportunity to end the inning with a force out at second or at first now. So even with that walk, nothing that Ruwest needs to be too worried about.
First pitch to Nate Simon is fouled off to left field.
Had good contact, but just was ahead of that one to pull it foul.
Scover was actually able to get an RBI in the second at-bat. As this next pitch to Simon is in for strike 2. Oh and 2. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Jackson Ruwest gets the strikeout. He's able to keep this game tied, but Wheeling does get 3 across to make this a 5-5 game as we go to the top of the 4th. Berkeley Post 14 loses the lead, but they'll try to get it back. After this 1-minute break, we'll be back for more American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Top of the 4th here in Charleston. It's a whole new ball game, tied at 5 apiece after Wheeling gets 3 runs to come across on the bases loaded throwing error by Baden Hartman. 5 runs ended up being charged to Lane DeLauder in the end. First pitch in to Chase Herndon is strike 1 from Luke Myers.
This one's going to come down to if the Hornets can get their bats to come alive finally or not here in Charleston.
They were able to in that first inning against Dylan Hodgson. After he got just 1 out, he was taken out for Luke Myers.
Yeah, but that was still...
This one's on a line to second base, right at Jackson Murray for the first out.
Mostly because Hodgson had 4 walks. I mean, you only had 1 hit against Hodgson, only 1 hit here against Simon, who's only given up 1 walk and struck out 1. So with only 2 hits so far today, that needs to change if Berkeley Post 14 wants a chance to win this.
They got that 2 RBI single in the first inning from Cam Moore and made it 2-0, 2 of those 5 that were brought in. But after that, it's been just a single from Chase Herndon.
Yeah, as of right now, Simon's not struggling like Hodgson was out on the mound.
And there's strike 1 from Luke Myers. And there's a breaking ball. A lot of breaking balls so far from Myers. 3-1.
Yeah, that's been his go-to pitch, it seems like. That has really kind of froze the hitters of Post 14.
And that one's in the turf. So Landon Sifford able to get on base with a walk with 1 out. Try to start things back up for the Post 14 Hornets. They try to get this lead back that they lost in the bottom of the 3rd.
Maybe that's a good sign as your 9 hitter in the lineup walks. So now you go back to the top of the lineup with a runner on first and only 1 out for Berkeley Post 14.
Connor Bailey, no official plate appearances. He's drawn 2 walks in his 2 times up at bat. This time he does it with a runner on. Landon Sifford had flew out to end the top of the first. That 5-run inning. So we'll get a mound visit over to Myers. Wonder if this looks like the manager for post 1. Wonder if they've taken a look at his pitch count. We'll see if he stays in.
Right now, Simon at 34 pitches, 21 of those for strikes, but don't know much about them, don't know how much pitching they have left.
So it looks like he will stay in. Just a visit. As everyone will spread back out to their positions.
My apologies, you're right, it's Myers. I don't know why Game Changer has it saying it's Simon.
Someone's made a mistake there.
Yeah. My apologies there. Thank you, though, Dylan.
Nate Simon still over at third base.
Well, it says that Simon's number 14 as well.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Simon is number 4, so perhaps a mistake there from Game Changer. But that's a strike. First pitch into Connor Bailey for his 3rd at bat.
Could just be how we've seen for the season of Berkeley Post 14. Different colored jerseys mean different numbers for people. We saw yesterday Baden Hartman in the blue jerseys had to wear number 17.
That is true.
Today's wearing number 13 in the white jerseys.
I believe I heard that Baden left his jersey at home.
Yes, he did.
That jersey at home, at least. 1-1 now to Connor Bailey. Throw over to first base for Sifford. Not in time for the pickoff attempt. To Myers, deals from the stretch. It's a breaking ball high in the zone. It'll fall in for a single. Connor Bailey now officially 1 for 1 after drawing 2 walks. He gets on base for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, you like that for Bailey. He sat and waited on that breaking ball and was able to put it beautifully in the gap in right center field. So now maybe we have some life here for Berkeley Post 14.
Luke Myers been able to do pretty well up on the mound for Wheeling after his inherited runners. He let 2 of those come across. First pitch into Baden is low for ball 1. So now with 2 on, Hartman has a chance to get this lead back. This is hit into right field. Going to be a tough play for Prather. He's not going to get there in time. It falls in for a single. Sifford only going to go to 3rd. So he had to wait for that ball to drop in. But now the bases are loaded. 2 straight hits.
Hey, back-to-back bloop singles. You'll take it if you're the Hornets. Now Reed, even though his last at-bat was a frustrating one for him, got behind in the count 0-2 after 2 what he thought were questionable strike calls, and then after that had a pop-up, but now another opportunity for him to hopefully get some runners home, which is what he's done best this year for Berkeley Post 14 with 35 RBIs, way above anybody else on the team.
First pitch from Myers is taken for a strike. And Reed wasn't happy with it, thought it was out of the zone.
Yeah, he's got 35 RBIs. The closest one is Herndon with 19 behind him.
That's why he hits in the 3-hole for post 14. See if he can do any damage here. And this is a breaking ball low, taken for ball 1. Perhaps the toughest at-bat of the day for Luke Myers up on the mound. Bases loaded after his team was just able to get the game back tied. 1 out. Here's the delivery from the stretch. Called strike 2. That one looked inside, and that's certainly what Reed thinks.
Yeah, you can see he's stepping out of the box, taking a deep breath. Saw the look on his face. He was biting his tongue there on that call.
Sometimes you don't have to say a word at all to convey how you feel. That was one of those times. This 1-2 fouled over. First baseman has enough room to make the play. Quinn Jamison. It's a pop-up in the foul territory for Colin Reed.
In most ballparks, that's probably out of play, but here, as we mentioned earlier, with it being a multi-athletic complex, this not only a baseball field, I believe it's also lacrosse and soccer, so a lot of space in foul territory there to keep balls in play to be caught.
So now Cam Moore, first plate appearance, had a 2 RBI single to make it 2-0 post 14, has another chance to give his team the lead once again, takes the first pitch for a strike.
It's going to feel like an opportunity wasted here if you can't get any runs, though.
And that second pitch taken outside and high for ball 1. Trying to do what his Washington High School teammate Colin Reed wasn't quite able to do and drive in these runners. Here's the 1-1, hit into right center field. Prather goes back on it, and they make the play for out number 3.
Yeah, it looks like Taylor was able to call off Prather for that one.
So that's 3 runners stranded. The game stays tied at 5. Wheeling will come back up to the plate, trying to get their first lead of the game. We go to the bottom of the 4th after this 1-minute break with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Join us at the Berkeley County Youth Fair for 8 action-packed days of fun for the whole family, August 5th through August 12th. Featuring all your favorites, the best in fair food, the best in carnival rides, and the best in live entertainment. Come support the area youth. See all their hard work at the ag and livestock exhibits and shows daily. We can't wait to see you at the Berkeley County Youth Fairgrounds, 2419 Golf Course Road in Martinsburg. Follow us on Facebook for Fair Week updates or download the new BCYF app.
Welcome back to Charleston. Bottom of the 4th here, and we're tied up 5-5 between the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets and Post number 1 out of Wheeling here in the state tournament for American Legion Baseball in West Virginia. Jackson Ruest will come to the mound for his first full inning of work after coming in with 1 out and the bases loaded in relief of Lane DeLauder. So, Colin, this is a chance for Wheeling to get their first lead of the game, whereas Post 14 is going to try to keep this where it is and hope that their bats can come back alive in the rest of this game like they did in the top of the 1st.
Yeah, you were able to get 2 hits there in the top of the 4th and have the bases loaded with 1 out, and you're harder to line up, but unfortunately we're not able to do anything with it.
First pitch to Jackson Murray is a ball outside. Ruest will fire for the second time. That one's outside as well. Makes it 2-0. Jackson Murray, 1 for 2 today with a double and a strikeout looking. First time facing Ruest. And he'll take once again, and it's 3 straight balls to start the inning. Here's the windup on the 3-0, and he'll take it once again for a 4-pitch walk. I think even Jackson Murray thought that there was a chance that would be called a strike. He hesitated to know whether he should throw the bat.
Yeah, that's now the, I believe, 3rd walk issued by Jackson Ruest, and I'll make it 10 total.
That is the
Actually,
total.
2nd, my apologies. So now 9 total.
There you go, 9 walks, 7 from DeLauder, who ends up being charged with 5 earned runs.
And they've only given up 2 hits. I said 4 earlier, but forgot that probably, you can say, two that were ruled hits here on Game Changer were probably errors by Berkeley Post 14. The one overthrow from DeLauder there, and then the other by Bub.
Squaring to bunt on the second pitch of the at-bat is Andrew Skadra, who started the third inning with a leadoff walk. It's 1-1. He'll square to bunt again. He gets this one down. Bub coming in from third, gets it, throws it to Reed at first, and gets the out. But that does move Jackson Murray, the go-ahead run, to second base. So now Trey Prather comes back up to the plate. Struck out swinging his last time up. Drew a walk his first time up. So now there's a runner on second with one out for Jackson Ruest. First pitch in, taken for a ball by Prather. This was the plan for Post 14 after DeLauder. Jackson.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards.
And Sifford will come out to chat. Wheeling was able to get 3 runs up on the board. The last inning to tie the game back up at 5. Jackson Ruest came in relief when the bases were loaded with 1 out in a 5-2 game in relief of Lane DeLauder. Here's the next pitch to Marsh. Outside, and the count is now full. So a full count and 1 out. Bases are loaded for Wheeling, trying to get their first lead of the game here in the bottom of the 4th. In this win or go home game, that's ball 4. And the go-ahead run will walk home. Jared Marsh draws a walk from Jackson Ruest, his 5th of the game, the 12th overall by post 14 between their 2 pitchers. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you here from Charleston, West Virginia. We deal with our technical difficulties here from the hot capital of West Virginia.
Yeah, apologies if our signal keeps going in and out. Doing my best right now to get our equipment to try to stay as cool as possible and get our signal. It should be, for this brief moment, okay. Hopefully it stays that way.
Hopefully.
Had to move some things around. We're perfectly in the shade, but still very, very hot, and each time our stream signal goes up to where it's supposed to be, it decides to drop right back down.
It's now a 1-1 count after a foul ball back to the backstop by Quinn Jamison, who was the one to get the hit on the ground to short with the overthrown ball by Baden Hartman that ended up tying this game up. This one looks like it could get foul, and it does fall into the post 14 bullpen. So now the count 1-2 to Quinn Jamison. Ruest, the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball doesn't find the zone. The count's evened up at 2-2. Trey Prather, Dylan Wilson, and Jared Marsh on the bases for Wheeling. This one hit into center. Will it drop? Yes, it will. They're only going to be able to get one run. Prather comes in to score, and the Wheeling lead goes up to 2. It's an RBI single for Quinn Jamison, driving in Trey Prather, who nearly slipped. Thought that ball might be caught by Chase Herndon out in center, but it just barely fell in. He was able to recover and get home, and now a pitching change will be made. That's it for Jackson Ruest. We'll take a 1-minute break as we await the pitching change, as Caleb Fletcher will get warmed up for post 14. At this 1-minute break, we'll be back with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Join us at the Berkeley County Youth Fair for 8 action-packed days of fun for the whole family, August 5th through August 12th. We're excited to welcome back Cole Amusement Company for our daily carnival. That's right, we said daily, because the carnival will be open every single day of the fair this year. And don't forget, you can skip the line and buy your tickets online at colerides.com. Follow us on Facebook for Fair Week updates or download the new BCYF app. We'll see you at the Berkeley County Youth Fair.
Welcome back to Charleston. Caleb Fletcher comes in to pitch for post 14, now down 2 runs. The base is still loaded for Wheeling, post number 1. Here in the bottom of the 4th. A big swing in momentum, as it was a 5-run top of the first inning for the Berkeley post 14 Hornets. And slowly but surely, Wheeling has worked its way back into this game and gotten the lead against Lane DeLauder and Jackson Ruest. Well, now we'll see if Caleb Fletcher can stop the bleeding and keep this at just a 2-run deficit.
Yeah, it's been a tough one today for post 14. A few errors, a lot of walks, just giving this game straight back to Wheeling after Wheeling originally was giving it to Berkeley post 14 with the 4 walks in the first. We were able to take the starter out after only 1 out in Hodgson, but since then, Myers has got the job done for Wheeling post 1.
First pitch from Caleb Fletcher, high up in the zone. Ball 1. Sifford wanted to make a throw back down to first base, try to catch Quinn Jamison off guard, but it came out of his hand. So it's 1-0 to the leadoff hitter, Alex Taylor, who's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Fletcher high up in the zone again, 2-0. This is a win or go home game for Berkeley post 14. They lost yesterday 2-1 to South Charleston. And that's strike number 1. That game against South Charleston was in the winner's bracket after they were able to get a 3-2 win on Tuesday. Fletcher the 2-1. Breaking ball over the head of Alex Taylor, over his head because he ducked out of the way. 3-1. As still the bases are loaded. Another run can be walked in, and the 3-1 swung on and tipped into the glove. And I think they're going to say catcher interference on Landon Sifford.
Yeah, to the dismay of both coaches, as Manager Trip Tobin now arguing with the home plate umpire, the pitching coach here for Berkeley Post 14, being told to go back into the dugout, as now some players also being told to keep quiet. But
you could hear a tip. It sounded like the ball hitting the bat, or the bat hitting the ball, whichever way you want to say it. A foul tip into the glove is what it sounded like. But then pretty much immediately, Alex Taylor looked back at the umpire, and
it's just been a frustrating day in general for Berkeley Post 14.
So the end result is that another run comes across. It's now 8-5 Wheeling, with still one out and the bases loaded.
Again, apologies right now for our equipment still going in and out of signal, still even in the shade, very overheated, as doing our best to try to get our signal as best as we can, but looks like no ejections or anything, so
definitely a very upset Trip Tobin over talking to the first base umpire.
And you can even see our bat boy's frustrated. He's slamming his helmet down on the turf in frustration. So all around, just a unhappy Berkeley Post 14.
Right, obviously from our position, it's hard to tell whether there actually was catcher interference or not. Obviously, everyone on Post 14 does not agree with the call. But here's the next at-bat. It's Jack Scalvert, who's 1 for 2 with a walk and a single today. First pitch is a strike from Caleb Fletcher. Here's the windup and the 0-1. Outside for ball 1. Scalvert, 1 RBI on the day. Looking to get a few more to extend this lead for Wheeling. Here is the 1-1. And it's another one that's outside. 2-1. And there's a cut and a miss for strike 2. Brings the count back even at 2 apiece. Alex Taylor on first, Quinn Jamison on second, Jared Marsh on third. And there's another swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. Huge one for Caleb Fletcher. Gets one of the 2 outs he needs to keep this at a 3-run deficit.
Yeah, you want to keep these runners stranded and limit the damage that's already been done.
Here's the windup and the pitch. First pitch into Nate Simon is a ball. Simon also officially on the day, 1 for 2 with a walk. Struck out his last time up. And Fletcher will step off. And now the Jefferson Cougar, Fletcher. The pitch and ball hit on to Baden Hartman at short. He will run over, step on second for the force out, and that ends the inning. But not before 3 runs come across for Wheeling. It's now an 8-5 lead for Post 1 over Post 14. We'll go to the top of the 5th as Post 14 tries to get back into this one. After a 1-minute break, we'll be back with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine welcomes 10 new providers to our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Health Associates East. 2 hospitalists, Dr. Vamsi Amanchi and Dr. Aparna Bahara. 5 providers in emergency medicine, Dr. Douglas Binkelman, Dr. Michael McCullough, Dr. Melissa Natali, and nurse practitioners Sylvia Purdy and Leslie Purcell. And 3 specialists, Dr. William Ware, pediatrics, nurse practitioners Brittany Johnson, OBGYN, and Kristen Renzi, cardiology. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Welcome back. Top of the fifth starts out with a first pitch, hit by pitch to Riley Bubb. Luke Myers still out on the mound for post one Wheeling. Riley Bubb had been 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. So now the comeback effort begins. First pitch to Carson Buber. Bounces in front of the catcher. Ball 1. Buber 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. So it's the 5, 6, 7 hitters trying to get the comeback started. This pitch is fouled off. Brings the count even at 1-1. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin with you for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Spencer Dupuis, our cameraman today, and Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Luke Myers. Pitches popped up to shallow right center. The second baseman Murray backs up and he's able to make the play for the first out.
It's kind of been a change of an approach at the plate, it looks like. We saw there against Hodgson, who allowed the 4 walks. It was very patient post 14 at the plate. And since Myers has come in, they've kind of done a complete 180 in that aspect of the game, and it's really hurt them.
Yep, all 5 runs for post 14 given up by Wheeling have been charged to Dylan Hodgson, who was the starter, but only went a third of an inning, giving up 1 hit and 4 walks. And here at the plate is something we don't see a whole lot for the Hornets. It's Caleb Fletcher, usually a pitching specialist, closer.
Yeah, however,
pitch was taken for a strike.
With DeLauder being taken out for a Ruiz, they wanted to keep Reed's bat in the lineup, so they moved him from DH, which means now every fielder is up the bat.
You have no more DH for the Hornets. Colin Reed at first, as you said. Now count 0-1. Luke Myers. Swing and a miss. That was actually an 0-2 pitch. That's a strikeout for Caleb Fletcher. And now there's 2 down. So now Chase Herndon is on the mound, is at the plate for post 14. 2 down, 1 runner on. Myers will step off. Looks Bubb back over to first, who has a short lead. He takes another step out. Myers out of the stretch, delivers. And that one's taken just a little inside. Herndon 1 for 2 today. And he takes a strike right there. So now it counts 1-1. Myers will deliver again, breaking ball, and that's just foul over at the first base line.
Yeah, that one probably not even a foot to the right of that first base line, to be fair.
Just barely missed. 2 RBIs on the day for former EPAC Player of the Year, Chase Herndon. Ball taken. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. As Wheeling tries to get another good inning out of Luke Myers. This one hit to right field. This one looks like it'll get down fair, and it does. Down it'll be extra bases. Riley Bubb coming around third. He's going to head home, and he will score. And Chase Herndon slides head first into third base with an RBI triple.
Yeah, don't count Berkeley Post 14 out just yet. Great at bat there. And an opportunity, hopefully, to get this runner home even with 2 outs.
And it will be Landon Sifford with the chance to do it. 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out and walked his first 2 times up. It's now 8-6 here in Charleston in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Sifford, high and inside. So that's the first official run charged to Luke Myers on the day. Just his 4th hit given up. And Sifford, that'll be another one. Base hit in the left field for Landon Sifford makes this a 1-run game as Chase Herndon comes home to score.
Yeah, they're finally seeing the ball well, able to put balls into play after only having 2 hits going into last inning. They now have, I believe, 5, maybe 6. I think we're behind 1 still on Game Changer, so 6 hits now.
And I think this will end the day for Luke Myers, who gave it a good run for Wheeling, but I think he's run out of gas. And he will give up the ball to his manager. And they'll swap around the defensive alignment. And we'll take a 1-minute break for the pitching change, and we come back. It's a 1-run game here in Charleston. Take a 60-second break and be back with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex here in Charleston. It's a 1-run game as Nate Simon will come onto the mound for Wheeling Post #1. It's an 8-7 game for Post 14. They got themselves down by 3 runs in the last half inning, but now they've been able to cut into the lead on the back of an RBI triple by Chase Herndon, and then Landon Sifford with a base hit to drive in that man himself with the triple. So now Nate Simon will face Connor Bailey.
You have the tying run on first. Go ahead and run up to bat now for Berkeley Post 14.
Connor Bailey, 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a single. 2 stolen bases as well. Ball 2 taken.
Just got to keep staying patient if you're Berkeley Post 14.
Simon takes this one inside.
Especially here with the new pitcher. Make him throw a strike before you pick up that bat off your shoulder.
Bailey takes inside for ball number 3. Sifford takes his lead off of first. Simon delivers in the dirt. So now it's 2-on for Post 14.
Theme of this game has just been base on balls. That's now the 7th walk issued by Wheeling Post 1, and you've had 12 issued by Berkeley Post 14.
So here's Baden Hartman with a chance to get back into this. And he takes the first pitch for a called strike.
He's walked and struck out as well.
Next one from Simon, called strike.
He was one of those 5 runs in the first inning.
Wheeling trying to keep their 1-run lead here in the top of the 5th. Here's the next pitch, hit by Hartman over to short, diving catch on the line made by Jack Scalvert. Ends the inning and keeps Wheeling with a 1-run lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 8-7 here from Charleston. It's a lose or go home game for Post 14. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex at the University of Charleston. Day 3 of the West Virginia State American Legion Baseball Tournament. Berkeley Post 14 trails Wheeling Post #1, 8-7, here in the bottom of the 5th. Last time up, Wheeling was able to get 3 runs to get that 3-run lead. The Post 14 Hornets cut back into it with two of their own. But still, Wheeling comes to bat with a chance to extend their lead, and Berkeley Post 14 only with 6 outs to go.
Yeah, you need Fletcher to step up out on the mound and be a stand-hold for Berkeley Post 14, as DeWater didn't have his best stuff, neither did Jackson Ruest. On the other side, Hodge didn't have his best stuff. Myers you were finally able to get to as well. So still not out of this one if you're Berkeley Post 14, but...
And if you are Post 14, you hope Caleb Fletcher can get you through the rest of this game. As the first pitch he throws is a ball. Jackson Murray, the cleanup hitter, up at the plate. 4, 5, 6 due up first. The 1-1 delivery from Caleb Fletcher is in the zone for strike number 2. So now it's a 1-2 count for Fletcher. Murray hits this one over into foul territory on the right field side. Play is made by Carson Buber, running over from second base position to make the first out.
Yeah, great play by Buber in foul territory, outrunning first baseman in Reed as well as the right fielder and Moore over to make that play.
Buber just a handful, one of the handful of guys on this Post 14 team that plays a great middle infield position. This one hit over to first base, just foul. Andrew Skodra. We see Carson Boober play shortstop for Martinsburg High School during the spring. And of course, this post-14 team is filled with guys that can play short. Baden Hartman playing today. Braden Stottlemyre, who pitched yesterday and played shortstop in game number 1. So a hit in the center for a base hit. It's a 1-out single for Andrew Skodra. Try to get things going and extend the lead for Wheeling.
Yeah, that one just stayed right in the middle of the zone, and he was able to find the gap into left field.
Now it's Trey Prather up to bat, 0 for 1, 2 walks and a strikeout. Has himself a stolen base and 2 runs scored as well. Throw over by Fletcher to first base. Doesn't get Skodra. Fletcher from the stretch delivers. Ball fouled away by Trey Prather. It's 0-1 count now. Runner on first and 1 out. 8-7 game. Fletcher, the righty, delivers. The ball is outside. Evens things up at 1 apiece. Defensive changes from the beginning of the game. There's another pickoff attempt, not in time. From the beginning of the game for post 14. Started off with Jackson Ruess at first base. Now it's Colin Reed, who started as the DH. Now no DH in the game for Berkeley post 14. It's still Bubb at third, Hartman at short, Boober at second, Sifford behind the plate, and your outfield left to right, Connor Bailey, Chase Herndon, and Cam Moore. Another 1-1 from Fletcher outside for ball 2.
Yeah, that one, it looked like his release point was about half a second off to keep control of that pitch to catch the outside part of the plate instead of just missing into the left-handed batter's box.
Here's the next delivery. And that one's low for ball 3.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that one maybe it just caught the strike zone at the knee of the front end. You could tell it was below once it got to his back leg, but must have just missed.
The 3-1 from Fletcher, half swing, but it goes off the bat of Prather. Fouled off the net on the first base side. Full count. Just 1 out. So we'll see if there's any movement from Skodra over at first. He stays. This ball blooped into the right field side. Cam Moore has a lot of speed, but he can't get there. It falls fair. It'll be a double for Prather. And Skodra stays at third. He had to wait, see if that ball would fall in.
Yeah, that one just hit the first base line in right field, but great job by Moore once he fielded the ball to hit the cutoff man in Colin Reed to keep the runner at third.
With the righty over the plate, he wasn't shaded over towards the foul pole. So the opposite field double falls in for Trey Prather. So now Wheeling has a great opportunity to extend their lead. Fletcher back to the windup. This one's popped up. Shallow right field. Carson Boober back on it. He's going to make the play. They'll not send the runner.
Beautiful throw. Kind of was bobbled by Sifford, but still was able to keep that runner stuck at third. Didn't want to test the play at the plate.
So that was Dylan Wilson, the catcher, flying out.
Probably would have still been a little close for comfort since it kind of skipped off the chest protector of Sifford, but
that was Wilson's first official at-bat of the game. He had drawn 3 walks his first 3 times up. And now 2 outs. Caleb Fletcher throws a first pitch strike to Jared Marsh. Fletcher fires. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Marsh. The last time up, Marsh drew a walk that brought in a run when the bases were loaded. This one bounces in front of Sifford. Takes him a second to find it. With the runner at third, he stays put.
Yeah, he's lucky that that one stayed about 6 inches behind home plate. Otherwise, the runner probably would have scored.
Counts run to 1-2. Fletcher fires high up at the eyes. 2-2. Sifford will go out. Talk to Fletcher. Quick conversation on what they want to throw. And now Marsh steps back in, and Fletcher steps back on the rubber. Back to the windup. Fletcher high, just barely above the letters. They checked down the first to make sure he didn't come around, and he did not.
Well, full count with 2 outs. Runners will be going, most likely.
Well, no runner on first.
So maybe not.
And that one finds the zone, strikes him out looking. Caleb Fletcher keeps this at a 1-run game. Still 8-7 Wheeling. And Berkeley Post 14 will come up to bat with just 6 outs to go. Down by 1. We'll take another 60-second break. And when we come back, it'll be the top of the 6th for Berkeley Post 14. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire? Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to Charleston. We get ready for the top of the 6th. Post 14 has 2 more at-bats in the 6th and 7th inning to try to tie this game back up or take the lead. And they've got the right part of the lineup up to try to do it. 3-4-5 will start things out. Colin Reed, Cam Moore, and Riley Bubb.
Yeah, that last half inning, a hopeful momentum shifter there by Fletcher to get out of the inning, leave the 2 runners stranded in scoring position and going unscathed, because the last time they did that, giving up no runs and leaving 2 on, was that bottom of the 1st. Other than that, Wheeling was able to put 2 runs up in the bottom of the 2nd, 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, and then 3 more in the bottom of the 4th.
Nate Simon first pitch to Colin Reed. Down the left field line, fair ball. It's a leadoff single for Colin Reed.
There you go. That's Reed's first hit of the game today. Now makes him 1 for 3. You got Moore up to bat, who had the 2 RBI single in the first as well.
It'll be a bunt squared around by Moore. He doesn't get it back, even though it's low. That's strike 1.
Yeah, wasn't sure if it maybe have hit the bottom of the bat or not and tipped into the glove. for the strike, but either way.
And this time he gets the bunt squared around. Simon catches it, throws it over to first base for the first out, but it's a successful sacrifice as Colin Reed gets the second.
If you got the job done, that's what you like to see. So now you're
struck out swinging. First pitch low and away. The 1-0. As Nate Simon fires, this will be hit on the ground to third base. They look Reed back to second, throw over to first for the out.
And that's exactly what you didn't want, because it keeps Reed at second base since it was hit over to that left side of the field. And it's out number 2.
So now with 2 outs, a runner on second base, it'll be Carson Buber trying to get this game knotted back up. First pitch inside, lets it go. Nate Simon looks in at his catcher, Dylan Wilson. Looks back at second, now fires. And it's another one inside. It's a 2-0 count to Carson Buber. Here's the next pitch from Simon, hit in the center field. The play will be made by Alex Taylor. So they give up a leadoff single, but no damage done after that. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Wheeling still leads by 1, 8-7. The 60-second break. We'll be back with more American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-50.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th, just getting ready to start. Here's we power through our technical difficulties here from Charleston.
Yeah, doing the best we can right now. Is the fan to cool down our piece of equipment that's overheating is working overtime right now. As Spencer just put it up to my ear, it is definitely working hard and trying its best to keep things, but hopefully for the remainder of this game it can.
The first pitch in from Caleb Fletcher to Quinn Jamison was fouled off. This one fouled off as well. So Caleb Fletcher's job now here in the bottom of the 6th will be to keep this a one-run game as Berkeley Post 14 hopes to only be down by that one. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Caleb Fletcher's third strikeout.
He took a little bit off that pitch and fooled the hitter big time on that one.
2 more outs, and the Hornets can come up with their final 3 outs, just needing to manufacture 1 run to stay alive in the state tournament. First pitch is a ball to the leadoff hitter, Alex Taylor, who got on base for the first time in this one in his last at-bat on catcher's interference, which was not a call that made anyone on Post 14 happy. That is a big hack and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, Fletcher, the clear and obvious most comfortable pitcher out there so far for Berkeley Post 14 today.
And this next one is low and away for ball 2. Taylor steps back into the box and awaits the 2-1. There it is, breaking ball, fouled off by Taylor.
Yeah, that tip kind of looks like might have hit Sifford in the leg, so he's trying to shake that one off before crouching back down behind the plate.
Taylor once again swings his bat, gets ready, awaits the 2-2. This one high, up above the shoulders. Count runs full.
Yeah, Fletcher was trying to get him to chase one at the eyes.
The full count delivery from Caleb Fletcher is a swing and a foul tip into the glove. It's a strikeout. Number 4 on the day for Caleb Fletcher.
Yeah, you could tell Fletcher put everything behind that pitch. As soon as he actually planted out on the mound, he took a tumble because of how much effort he put behind that pitch. So he's okay, and now 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
Next pitch is low and away. Second full inning of work for Caleb Fletcher. He will get the strike call this time. 1-1 now. Came in the 4th inning in relief of Jackson Ruest. Was able to go just 1 full inning. Fouled off 1-2. Ruest came in after 2 1/3 from Lane DeLauder, who gave up 5 runs. 2 runs given up by Ruest. And this one high up in the zone. Only 1 run charged to Caleb Fletcher. 1 strike away from getting through this inning clean. And that breaking ball isn't able to break into the zone. So it makes it a full count, according to the scoreboard. And this one, fastball, hit up, shallow right field. Carson Buber is able to make the play. And just like that, 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Berkeley Post 14 down by 1 with 3 outs to go. It's win or go home for the Hornets. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back for the 7th here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back. Charleston, the Welch Athletic Complex in Charleston, West Virginia, overlooking the Capitol Building Rotunda. It's the top of the 7th. Last chance for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets to come back down 8-7. 3 outs for Wheeling to advance. Nate Simon with his first pitch to Caleb Fletcher. Pitcher versus pitcher is a strike. This thing started out 5-0 for Post 14. 5-run top of the first. And slowly but surely, Wheeling worked their way back to a 3-run deficit, then to a tie game, and then to a 3-run lead. Berkeley Post 14 was able to cut into the 3-run lead, make it a 1-run lead. But now just 3 outs to go for Nate Simon. Caleb Fletcher hits this one down the right field line, but foul. Brings the count to 1-2. It's the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Post 14 Hornets. Fletcher, Herndon, and Sifford due up. Here's the 1-2 from Simon. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Caleb Fletcher now 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, typically when you hear bottom of the lineup due up in your final inning, for a lot of fans it makes you think the worst, but so far today, the bottom of the lineup, other than Fletcher's strikeout here, has been pretty solid. Herndon 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in a run.
Yep, he drove in the 4th and 5th runs of that first inning to make it 5-0 Hornets. And then last at bat, an RBI triple. Let's see what he can do this time. First pitch is a strike from Nate Simon.
And then behind him, Sifford 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI.
And that was the 5th inning. Herndon drove in Colin Reed with a triple. And here's another drive by Herndon in the right center. That's going to get down. He's going to go for extra bases. Throw into center from center is not in time. Bounces away from Scovert. And it's a double for Chase Herndon with 1 out.
Yeah, that looked like it could have been a missed opportunity there as you saw Herndon round first, head to second. The ball was already being picked up and thrown in by Taylor, but fortunately for Berkeley Post 14, it was off the mark at second base and actually pulled the shortstop of Scovert off the bag to have to go field the ball.
A home run shy of the cycle is Chase Herndon now. Landon Sifford with the tying run on second base comes up to bat. Ball 1 on the first pitch. Sifford drove in Herndon last time up, like we were just saying, with an RBI single. And Sifford this time takes strike 1. Doesn't like that call.
Don't open it up now.
Yeah, that to the dismay of the Berkeley Post 14 fan base here. It's the dugout even on their feet trying to get behind their team to rally back here and tie things up or even take the lead.
Simon the 1-1. Taken for strike number 2. Sifford, a little more frustration up there. But
He's
now
been consistent on that inside corner, though.
He has. The count now sits at 1-2 to Sifford. Tying run on second. He looks back at Herndon. Now Simon fires. This one hit on the ground to third base. They look Herndon back, and it's over the head of the first baseman. Herndon's going to go for third. He's going to stop there.
That helps. Puts runners on the corners. They didn't try to send Herndon, even though That ball was over into the corner between a little picnic area for fans and the end of the bullpen of Berkeley Post 14, which is exactly where we saw the throw of Reed come from to home earlier when Wheeling Post 1 was able to tie the game with the 3 runs as the throw was off the mark, but Post 14 not wanting to risk a second out at home because that probably takes you out of it.
Connor Bailey comes up to bat, drawn 3 walks and gotten a single. He's 4 times up. Nate Simon. This is a bunt attempt by Bailey, trying for a suicide squeeze. But it's fouled off. Squeeze attempt doesn't quite work that time. Speedy Herndon over at third. And of course, Connor Bailey with a lot of speed for himself as well. Go-ahead run on first and Landon Sifford. Tying run 90 feet away. Here's the delivery, 0-1. Outside for ball 1. Bailey with a lot of patience up at the plate, as we've seen today. Still 1 base to work with if you're Wheeling. Runner goes. They will not throw down. Landon Sifford takes second base unopposed.
Yep, smart base running there by Berkeley Post 14. Takes away the traditional double play now in the go-ahead run in scoring position, too.
It was strike 2. So now a 1-2 count. Simon delivers. Low. Right in front of the catcher. Evens things up at 2-2. Nate Simon came in for relief of Luke Myers, who went 4 innings. Here's the next pitch. Hit on the ground. Herndon will come home. They'll fire home. On the ground, 1 hopper. They can't get him. And the game is tied.
Yeah, the throw brought the catcher up the baseline and kind of had to drop down to try to catch it, make the tag. And when he reached out to try to apply that tag, he lost the ball. So now we're all tied up here in the 7th. Runner still on the corners now with 1 out. Baden Hartman up the bat.
Sifford was able to get from second to third as they went home. So the ground balls fielded by Wheeling this inning have not gone their way. 1 over the head of the first baseman. And now the throw home, trying to get that tying run out at the plate, did not work out. Baden Hartman will try for a squeeze bunt as well, but it is fouled back.
I'm not sure how I feel about that approach, knowing that even a sac fly, which is something that Hartman's capable of doing, can score this run.
They only tried it for 1 strike with Bailey. And Bailey started a run, but got back in time when he saw that the pitch hadn't come in.
Yeah, try to pick him off over at first.
That would have been devastating to get that second out there. Now Simon fires. Hartman on the ground. Bounces off the glove of the third baseman. Sifford will score. Bailey to third. Safe at third. Baden Hartman gets the second. Post 14 takes the lead 9-8.
Yeah, this is a rally that has come out of nowhere for Berkeley Post 14, and you'll take it. They didn't back down even though their backs were against the wall, and now they have Wheeling Post 1 down to its final 3 outs, and we'll see if we see a new pitcher potentially once this half inning's done, or if Fletcher goes out there, because he's been tremendous out on the mound as well for Berkeley Post 14. So
He's kept this thing close.
And this inning's not over yet. You still got 2 runners on second and third, 1 out, and Colin Reed up the bat, who was struggling at the start of this game at the plate, but last at bat was able to get a base hit. And it looks like they might have actually intentionally walked him because they know how good that bat is. So bases loaded now with Cam Moore up the bat.
That is the case. Yeah, Colin Reed is going out to first base.
Yep, they respect his bat and know you don't want him with an opportunity to extend this lead, even though Cam Moore just as dangerous at times.
Cam Moore got the first 2 runs of the game for the Hornets. 2 RBI single. But since then, flew out to right field, flew out to center field, and then laid down a sacrifice bunt. One that helped eventually get Colin Reed in the score. And now it's a 1-run lead. Bases are still loaded. Post 14 tries to open things up. First pitch is a ball. Nate Simon has gotten some ground balls to his infielders, but the plays just have not been able to be made for outs. Here's the next one, fouled off. Brings the count even. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Wheeling in the bottom of the 7th, which they now for sure have to do down by 1. This one bounces. Wilson keeps it in front of him. So now it's a 2-1 count. Nate Simon looks into his catcher. Looks over to third, and now fires. That one just outside for ball 3.
You got the infield corners in on the edge of the grass to see if they can get a force out at home, and then the middle infield at double play depth. Try to end this inning.
Here's the next pitch, high, and that's ball 4. And
that's ball 4.
Yeah, not everyone on the field reacted as if it was the 4th. The
scoreboard. The scoreboard had it as ball 2, but that was ball 4, and even the umpires were hesitant to call it for some reason. But that does, in fact, walk in the run for Berkeley Post 14 to make it 10-8.
It's an insurance run now as it makes it 10-8. Now Riley Bubb steps up, still bases loaded and 1 out. And this one's outside for ball 1. Nate Simon starting to feel the heat up on the mound, even with the clouds starting to come overhead. That's ball 2.
He's given up 3 walks so far to make it now 9 total by Wheeling Post 1 pitchers.
Time called by Bubb. Hartman at third, Reed at second, Moore at first. Riley Bubb, 2-0, takes it all the way. Strike 1. Wheeling trying to give themselves a reasonable deficit to try to overcome in the bottom of the 7th. This one's popped up. Will it stay in play? Wilson makes the play to retire the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, Wilson able to track that one down behind home plate. It's now 2 outs, and
so now the 9th batter of the inning, Carson Buber, steps up to the plate. First pitch from Simon, hit into left field, but right at Jared Marsh. But it's 3 runs for Post 14 to give themselves a 2-run lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. Caleb Fletcher will go back out to try to get the win and keep Post 14 alive in the state tournament. We'll take a 60-second break and be back as Wheeling's down to their final 3 outs. It's American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Bottom of the 7th here in Charleston. It's now a 2-run lead for Berkeley Post 14. Caleb Fletcher. The ideal situation for him was to get the save today for Post 14 after they started off with Lane DeLauder and went to Jackson Ruest in relief. But he had to come in with Post 14 down by 2 runs. Ended up getting it to 3. But now things have come back. 5 unanswered for the Hornets. And now they have just 3 outs to send Wheeling home. And this one's high up in the zone for Nate Simon.
Yeah, as you said, he was originally hoping that it would be a save opportunity, but now instead it's just an opportunity to have the win.
Second pitch is a strike. 4 strikeouts so far for Fletcher. There's a breaking ball inside. Simon jumps out of the way, but it's called strike on the inside corner. Breaking ball got him there. The 1-2 fired in outside. Runs even at 2-2.
Yeah, you could hear the Berkeley Post 14 fans wanting that to be a strike call, but even Sifford was telling him settle down, that was outside.
Yep. Fletcher, this one's flied to shallow right. Cam Moore rolls in and makes the catch for out number 1.
Now up to bat is Murray. Murray 1 for 3 today with a walk as well. Struck out. One of those 3 at bats. Has scored a run but no RBIs.
First pitch from Fletcher. Breaking ball. Doesn't find the zone. Ball 1. Fletcher will deliver again, working quick. This time, fastball is strike 1.
Some good news for those back home trying to tune in. Oh, it's like our stream signal right now, for the most part, is staying strong.
There's a ball hit in the left field. It's a fair ball. Murray will go for 2. He'll throw into second base. Not in time. He slides into second base with a double.
Tough for our angle to see if that dropped in fair or foul. It looked like maybe it might have just nicked that third base line.
And you see the crowd reaction off the bat. No one really seemed to think that that was going to end up fair, but it did. So now Wheeling is able to get the tying run to the plate. And Sifford will call a timeout to jog out to Fletcher.
Got some action in the bullpen, and looks like it's Trevor Bohr out there warming up just in case he's needed here in this one for Berkeley Post 14.
Well, Fletcher has thrown a lot of pitches compared to what he might usually.
Here right now, he's at 54 pitches.
Here comes the first to Skodra. That's going to get past Sifford. So Murray's going to move over to third. But that is just the insurance run. Post 14 was able to get 3 in the top of the inning to give themselves a 2-run lead. And this is where it comes into play. That run only 90 feet away only makes it a 1-run game. And Scotra hits this one on the ground to Carson Buber. That run's going to score, but the throw to first is in time for the second out.
Yeah, you'll be all right trading only 1 run for 1 out because now Wheeling post 1's down to its final out of the game.
And it'll be Trey Prather comes up the bat. He doubled last time up. But he's 1 for 2 overall, 2 walks and a strikeout as well. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Caleb Fletcher trying to close out the win for Post 14. Second one in there. Started his swing. Ended it very early, but it's on the inside corner. 0-2 in this 10-9 game. Caleb Fletcher delivers high up at the face of Prather. Makes it 1-2. And Fletcher will step off. Wipe off the sweat. Make sure he's good and ready for this pitch that could end it. The 1-2. Fires. Check swing. Foul tip into the glove. Sifford checks with the umpire to make sure that's the call. And it sure is. Post 14 comes back in the 7th inning and gets the win 10-9 to advance through the bracket and keep themselves alive for tomorrow over Post 1 of Wheeling.
Somehow, some way, they got it done. They never, even though the deficit was 8-5 at one point, gave up in this game. They got their patience back at the plate, were able to rally back and get the hard-fought win over Wheeling. Unfortunately, it ends Wheeling's time here in the state tournament, but survive and advance for Berkeley Post 14, and you'll take it by any means necessary, including a very ugly 10-9 win.
Right, it ended up being some pretty stressful pitching from both sides today, but it was Caleb Fletcher getting the job done in the end. We'll take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have post-game. Post 14 in their 10-9 win over Post 1 of Wheeling. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex here from Charleston, West Virginia, as we just saw Berkeley Post 14 come back and win 10-9 over Wheeling Post number 1, and we're joined here by manager of Post 14, Trip Tobin. And Trip, it was, I'm sure, a high-stress game for you guys. In the end, you were able to get the timely hitting that you needed and the timely pitching from Caleb Fletcher at the end of that game to bring out the win.
Yeah, Caleb did a great job coming in there. We'd given up a lot of free bases up to that point, and he came in and shut that down and gave our offense an opportunity to try to, catch up. So, we burned up a couple pitchers today. We even, we had a little bit of discrepancy with the scorekeeper on how many pitches we had. Thought we had Jackson at 45 to pull, and now they've got him officially at 46. So we'll have to suck that up. But anyway, hats off to those guys for coming back. We still got lots of guys there. We got Hartman and we got Boober, and we've got Chase Herndon still to go, and some other guys. I mean, we're in a good spot.
And you got that great outing at the end of the game there from Caleb Fletcher. I know that's probably, you would have preferred to have him come in, with the lead for the save, but he was able to come up big for you guys and allow you to come back into this game. What do you think of his performance out there?
It's an unbelievable performance. I mean, we've been kind of holding on to him, hoping we could, get him out there tomorrow, maybe even a start. We try to get through this. We got a 5-run lead early, kind of set on it, and started thinking ahead too far. And then next thing you know, these guys come back. We give them some free bases, and the 390s are killing us. They're just killing us, and we have to limit the errors and the walks and those types of things. But I think probably going to see Boober tomorrow, and I think Boober's going to be he's going to get down there and pound the strike zone, gives our guys a chance to win.
Your offense, for the most part, this tournament trip was kind of quiet, and even at the start, even though you guys had 5 runs in that first inning, it was mostly due to walks. Only had about 2 hits, I believe, until that 5th inning, where you guys were able to add on some runs and then rally back, and the offense finally got going. What, I guess, was said in the dugout to try to change their approaches at the plate, if anything?
Well, I mean, they kind of met out there when we lost the lead there, and they met and they said, you want to go home or you want to go out there and grind some at-bats out and hustle and not take these guys, not look to tomorrow. And next thing you know, they just started working the counts and doing right things. I mean, poor Boober cannot get a ball to fall. He's been hitting the ball in the head last 2 games, and I mean, his stat line does not even come close to how hard he's been hitting the baseball. And then their shortstop made a couple of diving plays, and we've had a little bit of hard luck on the offense side of it. Our stats don't look as good as I think we've been swinging the bat at times. But if we limit the walks tomorrow and and do what we can offensively, I look for us to be there Saturday, standing toe to toe with the winners bracket champion.
What are you going to do with your team over the rest of the today, going into tomorrow to get them ready for tomorrow's game?
Well, we told them, we said, if you win today, you don't have to come back here till 4 o'clock tomorrow. You get about 24 hours off. So I think you're going to do some golfing, a couple of them, and they swim in there at the pool. And I think they're just they're focused. They can probably hang out a little bit later tonight and get some rest tonight, and I think they'll be ready to go tomorrow. But not have anything planned at the moment, but that stuff kind of happens on the fly back at the motel lobby. But I expect it. We'll get into something. We'll grab something to eat, get them some golf, and some guys at golf. The other guys do some other things, and we'll get ready for tomorrow.
Trip, even though it was a very ugly win, what does this win show about your team just getting through the adversity still?
Well, what's this, our 3rd 1-run game down here, right?
So. Yeah.
So it's our 3rd 1-run game, so, they keep me sweating over there. I felt so great when we got those 5 runs. I thought, man, don't have to, every single little call that we make wouldn't be scrutinized. And we're doing all we could to get Caleb Fletcher. We warmed him up, and then he kind of cooled off. We're trying to warm him up real quick when Jackson walked those 3 guys and wanted him in a batter before, but he just wasn't quite ready. And so he had to throw a couple more pitches, and they got that single, and then we got that crazy interference on the catcher that I still am, not pleased with. But it happened, and we had to fight through it, and these guys fought through it. And I felt like, at times we were getting a little squeezed. But I don't want to get on umpires because we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. So regardless, our guys fought through what we felt like, at times things weren't going our way. So, but I think it says a lot about the grit with these group.
All right, manager of the Post 14 Hornets, Trip Tobin, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to tomorrow's game.
Thank you.
We'll get into the stats here, as Colin has game changer pulled up. It was a wild one. A lot of hits and walks and errors on both sides to start for Post 14. What they were able to do today. Just go ahead, Colin.
Yep, for Berkeley Post 14, the 10 runs coming on 11 hits. They had 2 errors, and then for Wheeling Post 1, 9 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The offensive stats first for your Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. Connor Bailey goes 2 for 2. He walked 3 times with those 2 hits, had 1 RBI and scored twice. For Hartman, a 2 for 4 day with an RBI and a run and a strikeout along with a walk. For Colin Reed, it was 2 walks, going 1 for 3 in his at-bats with a run as well. Cam Moore, another 1 for 3 day with a run and 3 RBIs, including a walk. Bub, a 0 for 4 day, unfortunately for him, however, did score a run while reaching base during this game and also struck out once. For Buber, an 0 for 4 days. You heard even Tripp say he was having great contact, just unfortunately a lot of flyouts directly to players out there for Wheeling. And then for Jackson Ruest, an 0 for 2 day, but Fletcher came in also, unfortunately, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Herndon, probably offensively the player of the game, either him or Moore. Herndon with a 3 for 4 day, 3 RBIs and 2 runs, and then Sifford goes 2 for 3 with a run, an RBI, and a walk. Pitching, Lane DeLauder with the rough outing, going only 2 1/3, giving up 3 hits, 5 runs, 7 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Then Jackson Ruest going 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, with 5 walks and 1 strikeout. But Fletcher getting the win, going 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, the 1 run, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. And then for Wheeling, it was Taylor with an
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.